Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a tutorial, my actual first real something you can use tutorial, and it's going to be on my foundation routine, my skincare morning, get my face ready routine. Sometimes I do it after I put my eyeshadow on. Today I'm not going to, I'm using some matte, just neutral eyeshadows, so I'm not really worried about fallout or anything like that. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and get started because this one could get kind of lengthy depending on how much I talk. Anyways, so the first thing I do is I get a headband, just any headband. I think I got this at Claire's or something like that. And it's got teeth on it. And my bangs are kind of long, so this just keeps everything pulled out of my face so I can put my foundation on. So I'm just going to put this on. And I'm kind of doing this through like my camera and a mirror behind me. So just kind of be patient with me if it's not quite perfect. Okay. So my hair's out of my face, we're good to go. Okay, so the first thing I use is, I don't use a primer because to me it made my face oilier. I tried L'Oreal Studio Secrets and it's okay for like my T-zone, so I'm just going to prep that, just my T-zone and usually like the very tops of my cheeks because that tends to be what gets the oiliest. This one worked, I would say, better than most, so I'm just going to kind of take a little bit of it, brush it all over my T-zone, including the sides of my nose, because I don't know about y'all, but the sides of my nose gets kind of oily too. And I'm just going to take what I used right here and blend it out. Okay, so I've done my T-zone now and my cheeks, and that's all I'm going to be doing. Okay, that was not working. That was working better when I had it this way. Okay. So anyways, the next thing I use is I take my lip balm. This is not part of my face routine, but this is what I do, and this is the order I do it in. I kind of have dry, chapped lips if I don't take care of them, so I just, when I put my primer on or whatever, I just take some chapstick. I'm using EOS, which is Evolution of Smooth Lip Balm. I'm sure y'all have seen it before. It's just a round one. I just go and put a little bit on, so then when I get done with my foundation and everything, get done with my eyes, my lipstick goes on. No problem. I'm just going to get my lips primed. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do, besides chase down some other stuff, sorry, is I'm going to take my foundation, and like I said before, sorry, it's nasty. I'm almost to the end of this bottle, but I actually think I'm probably going to repurchase this. I like this a whole lot, so I'm probably going to repurchase this. So it's just got a little pump thing, and I just take one little pump, kind of like that. I don't know, it's not even like much at all. I just start with my cheek and I just blend it in. I use my fingers. I either use my fingers or a sponge. If I was working on like one of my friends or something, I would use a sponge probably because I just don't like brushes. They don't blend very well for me. To me, the brushes tend to make it kind of smear instead of getting actually blended into my skin. I know the lighting's bad, guys. I'm sorry. I really am trying to work on that. I've tried a zillion different things. If y'all can give me any ideas of what to use for lighting to make it not so yellowy, I guess that's the problem. It's real yellowy. Maybe it's because I think I'm using a fluorescent bulb, so that's probably why. Maybe if I change it to a regular bulb, it won't be yellowy. So maybe I'll do that for the next video and give it a shot. And usually when I put my makeup on, I'm listening to music, so to me right now this is kind of boring. Just kind of putting makeup on in a hurry. I always touch up this right here, and I actually put concealer right here as well because I tend to get little blackheads and little breakouts right there. This is attractive, I know, right guys? I know some people don't really like full coverage foundation, but for me, like, it just, I don't know, tends to keep the oily skin away a little bit longer. When I use a tinted moisturizer or something, it tends to get really oily pretty fast. And so I just put that all over my face. Oh, and I wanted to say too, like, before I even put the primer on, I wash and moisturize my face every morning, and then I put my primer on, and then I start with this. So I forgot that step because I did it before I got the camera going. So anyways, sorry. Still new to all this. I'm having some skin issues, as I think y'all can tell, like a little bit of breakouts and stuff. I'm going to show you how to hide that in just a second. They're not real big, but who wants to look at them? Not me. Okay. I'm just going to take this spot, this step, a lot of people tend to skip. I'm putting it on my neck, like on my chin and my jawline, and about like halfway down my neck, because I want it to blend with all of this skin right here. I don't want it to be just like a harsh line right here and then my neck. I want it to be blended. So I'm just going to take it, and usually, like, as you blend it down and blend it out, the product just kind of blends and fades, and it just blends into your own skin. Okay, this is the longest step, I promise. This is the worst thing in the world to do. Okay, so now we're doing foundation. We've covered our whole face. I'm going to show y'all a trick I use, and this may not be very, you may not have to use this if y'all have good concealer, but I had a hard time finding some good concealer, so this is what I use. This is a little trick I found. This is Neutrogena Skin Clearing Oil-Free Concealer. It has that, again, need to know how to pronounce it, salicylic, whatever, acid in there. And then this is just Milani's HD Advanced Concealer. This one doesn't have any kind of skin clear or anything. So I put this one on first, the Neutrogena one first, and it's just a twist up. So I just twist up like maybe 2 or 3 times and get the spots that are having breakout problems. And as product wears out, you just get a little bit more. I actually love this concealer as far as for the clearing. It really does conceal. And then I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to pat it. To me, I found that like when you rub your concealer like that, like your foundation, it tends to rub right off. So why would you put concealer on just to rub it right off? So I'm just going to pat it into my skin and pat disappear too. I'm all in the camera's grill, sorry. And I'm looking in my mirror right now because this step's a little bit, I can't really use the camera screen. I have to look in my mirror. And then this is just a brush concealer. It just has a little brush. I don't even know how, I mean, it's just a brush. And then you just push the end of it, like click it, and it pops at the bottom. And then I'm just going to go over the exact same spots where I took my Neutrogena concealer. I'm going to go over it with my Milani concealer. And I'm going to be honest, like up until like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I really didn't use a lot of concealer because I didn't really have a problem with breakouts. And then my body decided to make a liar out of me and give me a huge breakout problem. And for the last 2 weeks or so, I've had some major breakouts. And then I'm just going to do the same thing with this. I'm just going to blend this and pat this out. You can use 2 fingers, you know, if you think that would be better, like control or whatever of what you're doing. Because you don't want to, like, over-distribute the product because then, like, what's the point of concealer if you're not using it correctly? Just a thought, that's all. Okay, now that we've got our concealer, like, blended out, yeah, I've got it blended out pretty well. I actually use 2 powders as well. I use a pressed powder, and then I use a loose powder to set it. My nose is itching, stupid allergies. So anyways, this is the Almay Clear Complexion Powder in light medium, just like I did it in my September favorites. And I'm just going to use this first. I'm going to take the little compact that comes with it. I know they're usually not the best, but it's good for pressed powder. They give it to you for a reason. So I really like that. It's kind of like just a little hint. Maybe you don't want to just toss it out. Maybe you want to keep it and use it. I just get a little bit of it on my thing, and I just pat it. I don't want to rub this one either. This kind of sets my makeup where it doesn't get oily as fast. Y'all can't even fathom how oily my skin really is. Like it, oh man, the Gulf Coast has nothing on me. And I'm just going to cover every area, especially, I mean, like I'm going to go over my T-zone a couple of times because I really, really, really get oily right there. Okay, so once you get all that covered, you then want to take your loose powder. I just have a little bit like in the pan down here. I'm going to take a powder brush. This is my favorite in the whole world, and guess what? I don't know what brand it is because I think I bought it at like a dollar store, and it doesn't have any number, doesn't have any names. It's just a really fluffy, soft powder brush. And I'm just going to take the powder, I'm going to tap off the excess in my little pan, and then I'm actually just going to dust this over everything else I just did. I'm going to pick up a little more and just keep doing that all over my face. This just helps give me a super matte finish, and I've noticed that this is helping my makeup last a lot longer. This is definitely a more full coverage way of doing your makeup. So if you like light, airy makeup, I have a couple of variations. If you like the lighter feel makeup, like if you don't really need the full coverage, let me know, and I can do a different tutorial for that as well, for like summertime makeup. I've noticed too, like when I use the extra powders and stuff, my tan seems to be a little bit longer, or a little bit better lasting. And I'm losing time on my video, so we're going to have to hurry with this last part. I just use Maybelline blush. This is Pincho Pink. I just swirl my brush in it, tap off the extra, smile, and put it on the apples of my cheeks and all the way back. And this is my last and most favorite step of all ever. I take my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish and Soft and Gentle in that same fluffy brush. Just swirl it in it. Smile, and you want to put this above the blush. So if the blush is like right here, you want to go just a little bit above it, close to your eye. Now, I wouldn't suggest using this step if you have shimmery eyeshadow on, because this kind of gives you a highlight shimmer. And so if you have shimmery eyeshadow on, what's the point of having shimmer here and shimmer here? Looks kind of silly. So anyways, we are done. This is our face. This is the look. It's just covered. All the little spots and blemishes we had earlier are covered. And this works for pretty much everybody. And you can just vary the products depending on what blush you like, or what foundation you like, or what powder you like. I'll have a list of the products I used in the down bar. If you like this video, you can leave me a comment, rate, or subscribe. That would be great. When we get to about, maybe like, I'm going to say 15. When we get to 15 subscribers, we're going to have a little contest. So let's just keep going, and hopefully we will get there soon. So have a great day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.